Hey there, Canopy growth traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Wednesday. It's May 1st, brand new month. Hope you're doing well. Brutal day in MJ land after a great day yesterday. Schedule 3 getting basically agreed upon by the DA and DOJ, and then minus 31%. So we're going to talk about why we were down 31% today, how we could have expected this, and then also where to go from here. I'll give my thoughts and opinions in terms of the technicals. We'll take a look at the CGC chart, and I'll go over, like I said, my thoughts and opinions on the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. As always, though, this is not financial advice, and you should never, ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own Canopy in my MJ portfolio. And if you are new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. And then also I posted on X earlier today that I'll be interviewing more of a conversation style video with Morgan Fox, political director at Normal, tomorrow. It'll be for the third time that I'm meeting with him, and I'll upload the video later in the day, probably tomorrow afternoon or evening. If anybody does have any questions for him, let me know ASAP. The CAOA was also reintroduced today to federally legalize MJ at the federal level. If you haven't seen that video, I just posted about that. So we'll be discussing that, safer banking, obviously the rescheduling decision by DEA, them agreeing to move it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So it should be a great conversation. So again, get the notification bell enabled, and you'll be notified whenever that video goes live. Bring up the CGC chart. So I just posted a video on Tilray as well. A lot of what I said in that video is very similar. It's just we got to look at, a lot of people look at price, and you need to look at percentages. That has dramatically helped my, overall in my experience. Stop looking at price and then just look at percentages. Think of everything in terms of percentage. And I also encourage you to watch that Tilray video, even if you're not invested in Tilray, because I go over a lot of the of why we pulled back, and hopefully I'll be able to reiterate everything that I said in that video. But a lot of it was very similar, and we do have an hourly bear flag. A lot of them actually at the moment. Tilray has one as well. So the fact that we have bear flags across the sector and multiple names are showing bear flags, that increases the odds of it playing out. But I don't think it's going to drop as much as some people may think. The fact that we ran as well, we were up from the low of the day prior to the high of the day yesterday. We're up about 83% with no hourly support. So when you go up 80% plus with no support, you need to expect a 20, 30, maybe more percent pullback. And then sure enough, today, CGC was down 31%. And the harder they run, the harder they fall. So Tilray only went up about 43% during that same time period and only pulled back, still pulled back 21%, but a lot less than CGC. So that was to be expected. But as we know, we need to be prepared for up, down, sideways, and a surprise, right? Markets can do one of three things: up, down, or sideways, and they're forward looking. So if we get something where, we get a surprise, which the CAOA, I think there's a very real possibility that they might bypass Schedule 3 altogether and deschedule it. I'd say maybe like a 20-30% chance that happens. 70 to 80% chance it gets enacted to Schedule 3. I think that's the most likely scenario. But I think there is a small possibility that they bypass and skip it altogether. And it's not going to come without the FUD, though, right? And the FUD campaigns, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there's going to be lots of lawsuits, probably, or threats of lawsuits, if not full-blown lawsuits, about keeping it on Schedule 1. But I'm pretty much as close to 100%, like 99.99999%, that it's going to get either Schedule 3. If not Schedule 3, they'll bypass it and deschedule it. Don't listen to what anybody else says. I don't care if they're a lawyer. I don't care if they're some guru with 1 million followers. It's all just noise. It's going to get rescheduled to Schedule 3 enacted, or it's going to get descheduled and treated like alcohol and tobacco, in my opinion. But another reason why we were up or we were down so much, just that lack of support, right? And also when, how many times in my videos have I been saying it was going to get rescheduled? I even told you on the day of the exact day. I said on April 29th, I made a video and posted about it. I literally gave all the reasoning why we were more than likely going to see it happen in April. And I even said, watch it happen on the last day of April, April 30th, similar to what happened in August, August 31st. Last day in August rolls around. Oh, it's August recess. It's definitely not coming now. And then on the last day, same thing with April. I can't tell you how many people said, oh, it's definitely not coming in April now. It's April 30th. And then sure enough, on the exact same day. So as of right now, it is an hourly bear flag potentially here, and downtrend potentially. So if we take a look at the hourly time frame, we have key support there at 1022. If we lose that, then it's hourly bear flag confirmed. You just take your measured move from the high to the low, move it out, and we'd be targeting about 724. In order to negate it, we need to get over the 0.32 fib there at $12. So we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here on the hourly time frame, but this is not to be concerned at all, in my opinion. In terms of the weekly time frame, we confirmed a weekly uptrend as well. We have our low, high, higher low, and higher high. We got the follow through, but we're pulling back and we're right at that previous resistance. So we're just at old resistance, trying to confirm new support. That's very common in classical technical analysis, essentially 101. And then old support can become new resistance, and old resistance can become new support. And then I mentioned as well that on the monthly time frame, we still have yet to confirm a monthly uptrend. So as of right now, we could still pull back from the low of this month. Well, it's only been one day, but from the low of this month of May, we could still pull back 72% and just be looking for a monthly higher low. From the low of this month so far, we would need to pull back 42% just to start monthly consolidation to give us that higher low, to give us the monthly uptrend. So what bulls are hoping for this month is just a monthly inside bar and a small pullback, and then into next month potentially set the higher low, because then that would mean, if this is our low somewhere around that $10 psychological area, let's say, we'd kind of just go sideways for a month, or we even bounce on the monthly time frame, which I think is the most likely scenario. We break 1492 and we trend back to resistance here at 1920. We have a lack until that resistance after 15 psychological, really 1920 and 20 psychological. But 10 psychological should be a nice area of support, in my opinion. Maybe we dip into the 9s, but I think that'd be a decent area to start targeting for entries if you're looking. Again, not telling you to buy or sell or hold, but if you're looking. And then, like I said, best case scenario would be to continue the monthly bounce this month and then start monthly consolidation next month. But anything's possible at this point. We still need to confirm the monthly uptrend to be absolutely confident. I'm still in the process of switching my Canopy shares. If you haven't seen it, I just posted a video a couple days ago, maybe even yesterday, I think it was, how to convert your shares into exchangeable, your common shares into exchangeable. And I go through a step-by-step guide and explanation. So I'm still in the process of doing that as well. And I'll keep everybody updated, but essentially I'm going to be switching half of my shares into exchangeable. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to mention. But again, next time we run 80%, from the low of yesterday to the high of yesterday, we're up about 83%. So next time we run 83%, you need to expect at least a 20-30% pullback, maybe more, right? So again, just let that be a lesson. And again, if we bypass Schedule 3 and it gets descheduled in the US effectively, then that would be massive, right? Canopy, USA would all come under one umbrella more than likely, and it would just, no one would see that coming, right? And these stocks would probably shoot up 100, 200% very easily in a couple of days, and then see a 10, 20, 30% pullback. But as of right now, we're looking very good here. We're seeing a potential bull cross of the stochastic back into bull territory after a bear cross. The MACD still hasn't seen a switch from bull mode. It avoided a bear cross, and we're well above the 10-week moving average still. We're also knocking on the door here on the 100 weekly. So if we can get 2, preferably 3 candle closes over that, that'd be the first time since May of 2021. So 3 years. And then after that, we would be targeting the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame, which would put us around $100. But have to remember, this is post split, so that's more like $10, right? And it could easily get back to $10 or $100 factoring in post split, right? So again, lots of our names in the space are doing so. GTBIF actually kissed it perfectly today. High Tide, another leader in Canada, get very close to its. So if we see CGC do something similar, that'd put us at $99, right? But again, factoring in post split, that's only $9.90, right? So very doable, in my opinion, over the next call it into the end of the year here. Might happen in a few months, but realistically could be into the end of the year. And we just had a golden cross as well for the first time in over 3 years. So golden cross, weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. We got a weekly uptrend confirmed. We're set to potentially close over, if we can get a weekly candle close over that 100 weekly, that'd be the first time in over 3 years as well. And then, like I said, monthly uptrend will be the next. That's the major thing that we need to do from here is confirm a monthly uptrend, but we still haven't even yet to start consolidation, lose the low of the previous candle, and we start consolidation. Once we start consolidation, we look for a higher low and then a higher high. So we still got to start consolidation, then form the higher low, then the higher high. So we've got at least, a month or two worth of work, maybe more, before we confirm a monthly uptrend. So generally, you don't want to confirm it all on one candle either. You want to get a higher low on a second candle to be absolutely confident. But the fact that we're seeing uptrends across the sector on U.S. names, Canadian names, both producers and retailers in the U.S. and Canada, ETFs, MSOS ETF, confirming a monthly uptrend for the first time in history. Like I said, reading the tea leaves, taking a look at the charts, there's nothing to be worried about. Again, anybody who tells you it's not going to get rescheduled to Schedule 3 is just a fudster. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. It's just noise. I can, without basically zero doubt, a tiny bit of doubt, because nothing's ever guaranteed in the financial markets. The only guarantee is there's no guarantees. But at the end of the day, I'm as close to 100% as confident as possible that we're going to either get Schedule 3 enacted, 280E goes away, or we'll get full-blown descheduling. They'll bypass Schedule 3, and then a 280E goes away, and access to banking and uplisting and federal legalization. So that would be a surprise that the market would not be waiting for or expecting, and I'm here for it. But going to end it there, it's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a like, a share, and we'll see you on the next video.